This is CJ Kinney for Esoterica, a short feature which delves into the realms of the extraordinary. Have you ever wondered if there are other beings around here, somewhere, who are at least as smart as we are? If so, they're certainly not folks we come into much contact with, but I wonder if it's just that they are good at avoiding our cameras and devices, or any type of capture at all. There's plenty of anecdotal evidence that these beings exist. Read almost any religious text to peruse stories of them, read about their lives and their powers, and their obsessions with humankind. The Greeks had a lot of these beings, called immortals or gods, who were descended from the first such being, the goddess Gaia. Gaia's offspring were for millennia messing around in human affairs, busied with obtaining the admiration, the worship, and the obedience of humans. Humans could be rewarded or punished, depending upon their favor, or they could simply be toyed with as godly entertainment. And gods can be afraid. They can attack. The Greek god Zeus split humans down the middle, in two, so afraid of their potential to threaten the gods. This is why we don't have 4 arms and 4 legs, just in case you were wondering. The God of the Old Testament once made a bet with Satan to prove to the demon that humans loved him regardless of what favor he showed. To demonstrate this God took everything away from a human named Job, including his health, just to prove a point. This same God destroyed a tower known as Babel, which somehow made the humans all speak different languages, so they could no longer easily understand each other. God thought this would lessen the possibility that the humans would threaten his supremacy. That behavior doesn't seem like the actions of a loving supreme being, however. Does it? Our Creator is constantly worried we will supplant him. He somehow needs our worship and fear to survive. I think it instead possible that the actual divine creator of all that is, in addition to humans, created mercurial beings who, at least sometimes throughout our history, play the role of God, simply because they can, or it's interesting, or it's entertaining. Maybe these gods are actually more player creators than anything else, programmers or gamers, and we are their avatars, the populace in their crafted artificial realities. Perhaps they are creating worlds as a form of play or even research, just like we build cities in the computer games of Sims or virtual villagers. I once watched my nephew kill off one of his Sim characters so that another character, which his character wanted to date, would be sad and he could comfort her. This was his diabolical and virtual inroad to romance. Like my nephew and countless other player creators of these virtual worlds, perhaps the player creator of our world makes much the same disturbing choices. That would explain quite a lot, don't you think? Especially some of the questionable godly actions like drowning the whole world in a flood. Game over, indeed. Maybe the actual divine supreme being, the actual creator of absolutely everything and everyone, created also these pretenders, these player creators, capable of duping we humans in their game we call our reality. And if that's not disturbing enough, there's a new upgrade to this game: the merger of tech with our actual bodies. Imagine having a tech prophet instead of a spiritual one. Imagine having Google in your head rather than in the iPhone in your hand. Some love this idea. Others, like me, do not. While the pretender gods or the player creators or whoever and whatever made and controls this particular world have a history of messing with us, I can't imagine inviting in or merging with such a power. In the old days, we called that possession, and once merged with your tech, I think it unlikely to ever be exercised by Rome or anyone else. Perhaps this is just what the gods or the player creators have been planning all along. It would certainly make it much easier to control your sim, or your avatar, or your human. This is CJ Kinney for Esoterica. Thanks for listening.